Well, today we have something a little different than most of the Jeeps we've been building for the last couple of years. Seeing these new 4217 Nitto radials in person has proven something to me. These are my 39 BFGs. Look at the new 42's, both on 17-inch rims, both radials, both drive perfect. This Jeep is now going to cost me some money because I gotta have 42's. So this is the real test on how these 42's are gonna do. I'm pulling out in front of traffic on an uphill, and there's 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, and 60, we did not hold up traffic, 65, 70, 75, 80, and it's still one finger on the steering wheel, dead smooth, no shake of the steering wheel, and this has got bead locks, fully balanced with tape-on weights and brand new tires, but these 42's are a drive it to Disneyland type of tire and go to the trail and get it on. So there's the brake test. That's hard on the brakes. I mean, you can feel the 42's, but not bad. I'm gonna rip up this little windy road. Oh man, still runs really good. Steering feels great with the hydro assist. I'd have to say that even though we did the big master cylinder and booster, that the Dynatrac brakes are a little less performance feel than if you run Ultimate 60s, the Dana Spicer Ultimate 60s. They have killer brakes. Let's see. Nice stiff pedal, just a little more give to them. So, Nitto, hell of a shot on the new 42-inch 17 trail grapplers, 1350 wide radial. This is the tire for these Jeeps. Well, today we have something a little different than most of the Jeeps we've been building for the last couple years, and this is a JK. We built hundreds and hundreds of JKs years ago, and when the JLs and JTs came out, we just went to JLs and JTs. But this is Brian's 2017 JK, and it is bad to the bone. Right out of the gate, we have to go to it right now. So 42's. So it's time to make the step up to 42-inch radials. You're going to see more and more of these. So these are the new Nitto trail grapplers, 42, 1350, 17-inch rim. You got a lot of sidewall here, badass when you air it down. And in order to get to fit on these JKs, these fenders help big time. These are the MCE, just plastic, high clearance fenders. They're super affordable and they're not bad at all. So let's back up a little bit. This is Brian's 2017 JK. It's got 60,000 miles on it. It's a non-Rubicon. He came to us a couple years ago, ended up putting Rubicon axles in it. He was running 38-inch Nittos, 513s, already had the adventure kit with the big bore PSC box that we put into it to run those 38 Nittos. It started with a short arm kit. Well, now as it sits, it's progressed and progressed into 1 tons. And now it's the ultimate Jeep. There's a few more tweaks that need to happen. So we'll start underneath here. As you can see, he's upgraded to the metal cloak long arm in the front there. So it's a metal cloak long arm going to a Dynatrac HD60 And these are the 72.5-inch 60 HD front and rear, has 538 gears and E-lockers front and rear. Take a look here. Full skid plates from Metal Cloak back to that 60 in the rear as well. And something a little different on Brian's, which we did to kind of help the breakover point going up ledges, is he still has the Metal Cloak short arm in the rear and gives him a ton of clearance, a ton of breakover on ledges, and it seems to ride really nice. So you got the long arm in the front, short arm in the rear just for fitment, the 60 in the rear from Dynatrack. And if you take a look in here, you can see the Rock Jock anti-rock sway bar that we added as we went up a little bit further with this thing. And here's this muffler all smashed up in the back still. So Brian does wheel this all the time. Just got off the Jamboree with us. So one of the nice things on these 60s as well is you can see that that is a Pro Rock low pinion 60 from Dynatrack. So it has all the clearance underneath it, but it also runs a low pinion gear set. So you get all the strength of the Dana 60, which people will argue is about 30% stronger than, for instance, a Curry Rock Jock 60 that you're running a high pinion and on the weak side of the gears. As you get to the back, this is a DV8 rear bumper that came on the Jeep when he bought it. He's not too proud of it. He's already removed the tire swing that was on there because it rattled on the latch all the time. But of course, we added our WFO ice chest rack for the Yeti with a gas can holder underneath. Relocated the license plate to underneath with our ice chest package. This is the black powder coating course. Inside, pretty utilitarian, full of dog hair. This is where the dog rides. And he doesn't have a cargo basket at this point yet, but there he's got the high lift up there, shovel, fire extinguisher. So, you know, quite a few usable items for being on the trail, and he wheels this thing a lot, which is part of the reason why it progressed from stock axles, 38s, adventure steering, short arm, into 72.5-inch wide 1-tons, 42's, all this stuff as he started four-wheeling on the Rubicon, got hooked, had a great time with us, and this is where he ended up. Coming around to the front here, sway lock, sway bar in there. This was a non-Rubicon model, so it doesn't have the electronic sway bar, but it does have a Rubicon case. So you basically just flip it, unlock the sway bar. Super easy with the ORO sway lock. You can see that Pro Rock 60 in the front, and then you can also see the skid over there and the PSC Hydro Assist steering tucked in there really tight. And just like the rear axle, Pro Rock has the notch out of it for all of the clearance. And then this has the Metal Cloak track bar up in there with the Metal Cloak long arm. For the front bumper, still has the DV8 front bumper that came on it with the overseas powder coat, you know, flaking off. So that's coming up next. He's going to be changing both front and rear bumpers. You can see right up in the grill here, that's the cooler for the PSC power steering, the adventure kit. And that is one of the nicer things too. So we don't like to put hydro assist on stock JK axles. Even though this had 38s on it, it just had the adventure kit, mostly for the reason of ball joints, knuckles, axle tubes, brackets. The ram pushes so hard with 2,000 PSI with the upgraded pump, you have the chance of breaking ball joints, breaking knuckles, all that. So he already bought the adventure kit, but it comes drilled and tapped, ready to go. So when we put the 1-tons in, he didn't have to spend any more money. All we did was buy the ram and the lines, boom, right into it. Work around here, not much more action going. You can see it just has Fox 2.0 shocks in it. So on the list is going to be some 2.5s with clickers. One thing to note for sure, because of the 42s, you see this is our WFO frame notch right there. So it keeps the tire from rubbing at full lock with the 42s. And then while you're here, you can see the Metal Cloak inner fenders. They're kind of small, helps clear these big wide tires when they're on here. So looking at these wheels, these are the Battleborn Sierra powder coated black. And due to the fact of maybe stopping it from rubbing and getting the tires out a little bit with the wider axles, we went with 17x9, 4.5-inch back spacing, and you can now get the Apex rapid tire deflators from Battleborn with that package. So that's pretty nice to have. Why don't you come around here and I'll show you one of the things I really like on the interior of this, because there's not much going on here, is the grab handle right here. JK's are always awesome to put that grab handle there. And if you look up top, you can see the S-Pod standard rocker switches up there. You can't do that in a JL or a JT, but the JK's has a perfect spot for that. So all of the rock lights, the lockers, everything goes right off of that switch pod, which I think it's in a great spot and it works really well. So Brian went ahead and put the air compressor, the ARB dual compressor, right under the front seat, which is nice, keeps it inside out of the dirt, dust, water. Otherwise, inside the JK, not too much stuff changed besides a couple phone holders, stuff like that. Top it off, he has the metal cloak high clearance rock sliders on there, which have worked great. A lot of people ask, you know, do the 42's drive good down the highway? And this is why we've been waiting so long to put 42's on these, because the only 42's available that were radials used to be the Goodyear MTRs in a 42-17, which are not available. You can't find them, and they're a really wide tire. They're a 1450. Well, this new Nitto 42 1350, it's a skinny tire, fits nice on a 9-inch rim, and let me tell you, there is not a single shake in the steering wheel. There's no rattle. There's no death wobble. It doesn't take very much power away. The 3.6 in this thing rips down the highway with 538s. Plenty of power to drive to the trail. Plenty of power to put your wife in it and drive it around town. So, you know, the JK package is still strong and alive. And let me tell you, can't lose on 42's. Badass build, Brian.